Yo, it's Sway.
Sway.
Sway. Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
In the morning.
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 Only on Shade 45.
Wake your fuck ass up.
Yeah. Bitches.
Yes. Oh, man. I'm getting scared listening to the trailer. That's from the movie Dead Man Down, out today, matter of fact, right?
Yeah, out tonight.
Yep.
Out right now. Go and get
right
it.
now.
Get in line now.
Colin Farrell, Terrence Howard is here. You play Alphonse, who is like, what are you, a drug lord?
No, Alphonse is just an entrepreneur, you know, that's making moves into real estate, but he's moved other things in order to get to this particular position, and he's finally at the point where he's about to become legit, like Michael Corleone. 5 years, the olive oil company is going to be completely above board. And his past comes back to bite him in the in the ass. Yeah. And it's about what happens when you go out for revenge instead of just moving forward in your life. Colin Farrell, Colin is a bad boy.
Yeah.
I didn't think that somebody could be that quiet and turn around and become that deadly so freaking quickly. But the way you think that I'm the bad guy, and they always do that in movies. They make the black guy the bad guy,
black
right?
guy is the bad guy.
But the white dude is killing everybody before they get to me.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
some bullshit, Terrence.
Yeah, I want to change that shit. I'm about to wake up somebody.
We had Don King talking about that very topic yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
And Don King, that's a good man.
Yeah.
That's a good man. Helped a lot of brothers that couldn't carry their money.
Yep, exactly. Right. Okay, so now I'm curious in regards to that. Like, how do you choose roles?
No, I don't really choose roles like that. Yeah. You know, it's like, how do you choose women? It's not like you go out and pick like, well, this is the kind of woman I'm going to get today, da-da-da-da. No, it's just what comes around and you find yourself drawn or attracted to it. And, you know, you just kind of, you go with what happens. You know, I'm like, whatever happens, man. That's what I'm doing.
Now, when you do a movie, say for like Dead Man Down, you've been a part of a lot of successful movies from Red Tails to Crash to Iron Man. Do you have a feeling of if this movie is going to do well? Is it going to be trash, or do you not? You don't even consider that?
No, because that money ain't coming in my pocket. You know, they're paying me to do my job up front. So what I'm trying to do, I don't know what other people try and do as actors. They talk you hear a lot of this BS about, we're just for the craft and the art, and we're going to lift up everybody else. Yeah. That's some BS, man. It's like two boxers. Like, one of my best friends is this cat named Michael Grant. Now, Michael lost his title to Lennox Lewis. Yeah. Now, inside the ring, they hate each other, these boxers. But outside the ring, they're the best of friends. And they congratulate each other on knocking each other out. You almost got me with that one, but I slipped this one. And as an actor, that's how I feel. You know, it's not about black eyes and bloody noses. It's life or death. So I want to make you forget your lines because you're so caught up in what I'm doing. Not so that you won't be able to deliver your lines, that your lines become obsolete and you tell the story from your spirit. That's what I think we're supposed to do as actors.
You know, and that's beautifully said. And you bring this up, and when you bring up Lennox Lewis and Grant, and I always was curious, especially with Hollywood, especially with leading black men. It's only a handful of us. I put me in.
I like how you did that.
Right?
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, thank you, Terrence. Thank you. And then when Iron Man, the whole controversy around Iron Man, I know they paid you a lot in that first Iron Man, and about $6 million, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was like 4.5.
4.5. And they didn't want to pay you what you wanted the second time around?
No, the second time they came and they said, we think the movie would be successful with or without you. So instead of the $8 million that we've said we're going to pay you, we're going to let you come back for $1 million.
Yeah, and then which is crazy.
Now, we did a 3-picture deal already, so it wasn't any negotiating. Yeah. It was a 3-picture deal, so I'm like, oh, we're good. I forgot. I didn't know that it was not a mutually binding contract. It was only beneficial for them. Yeah. They could bring me back or not. They can honor it or not. And you know, they made a great deal. Don and Robert, they get along well. They got along well. But the best thing that happened as a result of it, I went and I finished. Went back to school, got my doctorate in chemical engineering, and now I have a company where we grow diamonds that's going to replace the silicone in computers. That's going to replace all gemstone. So if that hadn't happened, I would have never gone back. The company is called Sio. We grow diamonds out of South Carolina, and it's ridiculous now.
I want to ask you about that. at that time, though, it was like Hollywood was trying to pit you and Don against each other. I had Don on the show, and I asked him about it. And this is what he said. I want you to hear this.
We never had any animosity, but, and I guess the only beef would have come from Terrence. But, Terrence understood, he's been in this business for a long time, that, I got the role after he was already not in the film. It wasn't like they said it's between you and Terrence now, and we choose you over Terrence. His situation with the studio had already gone down, and it was an open role, and they came to me. And I saw Terrence. It was funny. I saw him about a week after that went down. And, I was one of the producers on Crash, and we put Terrence in that movie. So he knew that it was never anything personal. I'd known him for years before that, too. So we're friends. It wasn't about that. It was business between he and the studio.
Yeah, no, it had nothing to do with Don. It had to do with them needing to take the $7 million from me and give it to somebody else. Don just happened to be somebody that, because really initially they wanted Don in that role, and my agent pushed me into the role. So I never had beef with Don about any of that stuff. I never had beef with them about it, because that's the problem. Like with this movie Dead Man Down, everybody is so busy trying to pick up yesterday and the stuff that happened yesterday and make up for it, that they miss out on today and miss out on tomorrow. And when you look at the past, you're going to end up falling and tripping over the future. So with regard to Don, no, Don has always been my man. But I think as black people, we need to communicate with each other so nobody can pit us against each other. If you get a call, like what I love about what chicks do, chicks in this social media, hey, they'll reach out to each other and be like, hey, your man kind of said what's up to me earlier today. Are y'all still together or whatever? Chicks do that. But within this business, we don't tend to do that. If we get a call, we won't call and say, yo, T, they offering me your role. What's going on with that? Yeah. So that we don't run into conflicts with each other. We should all be on the same page.
That makes sense. Terrence Howard is here, man.
Well said.
Terrence Howard, we got an A-lister up here. I want to continue this conversation, and I want to talk about Oprah. And I know you've been talking about this, but
you can't talk about my baby.
I'm talking. Oh, that's it. Noriega has a question for you, the rapper Nori. We're going to play that back in a second. Terrence Howard is here. Yeah.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.